good. And we're already soaked, so we'll just get wet in the water. Who cares? We're already soaked. Fine. Won't make a difference. So I go down, I lead everyone down, like, I find a path down the hill to lead everyone safely. And I'm like, and I've been using healing spells, like, using spells to heal myself as much as I can, and then let my magic regen, and then I've been trying to get myself healed, get down to the water, and I'm like, oh, yes. There's a little fishing hut. There's a little, like, barn-like structure, and there's a fire in it. Perfect. So I swim across, and I'm the fastest, I think. Like, I'm always way in front. So I swim across. Oh, actually, the dog is the fastest, but yeah, dog and I swim across. I turn to look inside the fishing hut, and a bear just goes roar and swipes its claws across my face. I'm like, no! You gotta be kidding me! It's like, oh my god. She's having the worst, like, 15 minutes ever, basically. It's like the worst 15, 20 minutes of her life, like, all condensed. It's the worst day ever. But at that point, it's like, I'm pretty sure, again, I had it up to here. So I, like, hit it with fire till I run out of magic to do so. And I pull out my axe, and in the game you can, sometimes if you land a really good hit, if you land a really good power attack, no, they did not. The gods were displeased with me. And what I did was, because you get a power attack in that game, like, sometimes the camera will slow down, and you'll get kind of like bullet time, you'll get cool, like, slow motion camera shot of the kill, and it's really cool. That happened, which that was neat. And sometimes if you hit someone with your axe, hit a creature or a person with your axe, it'll stick. Or your sword, too. Sometimes your weapons will actually stick in them. And your character will automatically put their foot up and go, ugh, to get their weapon back. So I just, like, cleaved it into its skull and got the cool camera angle, which was nice. And as I am pulling it out and just kind of standing there looking at the bear, that's when my companions reach the shore. Because it all happened so fast. Like, oh my god. Bronwyn had the worst day. And then, icing on the cake, we go into the little fishing hut, and there's, like, blood and some bones there. Like, clearly the bear had killed and eaten whoever the hell was living here. We go in there, we find some things, like food and whatnot, which is nice, but there's a fire, so... Feel free to steal it. Because guess what happens? As we're in there, trying to dry off, but it's leaky. The ceiling's very leaky, so it doesn't provide much cover from the rain, but enough. Like, we won't get hit by lightning. And, we were safe from the lightning at least. But then I get a little notification on the screen says, you have contracted bone break fever. Which is a disease in the game you can get from bears. Ah! And I have the mods so that my game is harder to... Like, if you get sick, it doesn't just, like, hurt your stats, it actually fucks up your screen. So, like, my character's, like, delirious. Like, things are getting dark around the edges and too bright, and it's like, oh no, I'm delirious. And, like, everything's kind of slow and weird. I'm like, oh no. I'm feverish and sick. In my dexterity's down. Like, I could not have picked a lock to save my life. I'm like, oh no, I'm sick. Oh no. And it just like slowly, continually it'll destroy your stamina so you pass out eventually. So I'm like, shit. Like, what do I do? Like, oh no. And I remember there was the other light I saw way up on the hill, so I wrote in that Lydia ran out in the storm to see, like, she was the one who spotted the light. And she's like, I'm gonna check and see. I think I saw a light. Thankfully, it was an inn. So, Arander and Valdemar, I wrote, carried my ass, like, dragged my ass up the steep, muddy hill in the storm, while Lydia ran ahead and, got a bed, basically went to get help to make sure that everything was ready for me. So that's why Arander's writing the journal entry. Because I can't. I am unconscious. So yeah, so my character goes in, and I have a cure disease potion. I always keep one on me. But I don't like how cure disease potions in games automatically make you back, like, it, restores you to everything. Usually cure disease restores everything, which I don't like because you are ill. Like, even if you don't have a disease, you still need to recover. You're still going to be tired. Like, yeah, you don't have a disease anymore, but you're still kind of wrecked from the effects of the disease. So I treat it like that. I treat the cure disease potion like that. So if my character gets sick and I have to take a cure disease potion, like if I'm really sick, I don't do anything the rest of the day. I sleep. Like I'll find a place to sleep and I'll just sleep until the next day. It's like, I am done for the day. I'm just gonna rest. So I wrote in because I was very delirious. You see, that I was taken into it, like, they put me in a bed, healed me enough that I could wake up enough I could be conscious enough to safely drink a potion and not choke on it. And then, because Oranda's a priest, he can do that. He's the cleric. And, so he's going to be there and say a bunch of prayers and do his thing and whatnot to, make sure that I recover well for the next day. And also, while he keeps an eye on me, make sure I'm all right, he'll be writing in a journal. So yeah, my character had a terrible day. Had a terrible day. Oh no, a blood bag. That sounds exceedingly unpleasant. Let's see. If it sleeps. Oh, how come the outline's not working? Good. So what did she do? How did she survive? I think it's cool that you do solo runs. That works. That is plausible. I like when things are plausible. That sounds like a good plan. Like, she survived, but she's got messed up. Ooh, yay! That's always good. Loot. Oh, Yes, but she got it. Hmm?
Poor kiddo. He was updating engine impact.
Yeah.
Wasn't working. And frustrated over without going through the program. So he fucked it,
It's fixed.
which I was just reassuring him to be fixed. I don't know how to fix it. Don't know how long it'll take me to fix. So he is upset, but we should learn something like that. Keep the common gens issue that they've worked with computers all their lives. Needed to. So that makes sense.
Well, she should.
Yeah, and I just now I gave him a very, very simplified explanation of the problem. So he understands what the issue is. I'll show him. But he's upset and tired.
Okay.
Poor kid. Rough.
Yeah. He'll be alright.
He's getting to bed relatively early.
Okay.
So a good night's
You
rest.
take his meds. You take your meds. No, you take your meds. Evie says, take your meds. You take your meds. 550 gold is nice. What are you doing? Give me bunny ears.
You're a bunny. Rabbit is a bunny, so of course Rabbit gets bunny.
Do you need to wash your thing?
I'm probably gonna wear this one tomorrow again.
What's up for lunch?
If I mean, honest again. Hi, hello. Rabbit's head is in the way. I want to wave.
Yay.
Alright, good night.
Good night. Love you. Babble. Follow. Need my piranha teeth. Oh, yep, more lore. I mean, nothing's saying you can't take on, smaller assignments. Oh, unknown. Have you tried ellipsis? You can export directly to Archive of Our Own. It's basic. It was basically designed, from what I can tell, it was designed by Tumblrites, specifically for the purpose of being able to collaboratively work on fanfic without Google trying to scrape your shit for AI. And it has a focused writing mode and everything. And it ports directly to AO3. Here's a link to the story. And you can comment on things, and it even has a chat function. The only thing, it's still technically in development. I actually made a suggestion, I hope they take it, where you can basically make a friends list. Because what you do when you make a document is you invite people to collaborate on it, and which means they can edit things. So if you're working together to write a fic, or if you have editors who go in and edit the fic, you could add them as, you can let them edit things, and yeah. So it's basically just made to collaborate on fanfic. But obviously you can do actual novels and things, but it started because a bunch of Tumblrites who know how to program and such really wanted to collaborate on their fanfic, and they weren't happy about Google's AI bullshit. They were pissed about that. That and Google Docs is limited in that sense. It's kind of shitty for that. So, because I mean, that's not what it was designed to do. That's what this is designed to do. Basically, write fanfic, collaborate on your fanfic. That's what this is for. None of that extraneous bullshit. It can't support images yet, but they're working. They're trying to work on getting that functionality in there. So, but you have to enter in someone's email and send them an invite. Or you have the option, like I just did here, just to share the link to it, where you don't need an account. Anyone can look at it if you just want to share. No editing, obviously, but readability is there. But you have the option to collaborate. And I really like how if you make headers, it automatically has an outline function that looks at all of your headers. And it's just so good. Yeah, it's really good. But it's good. You should. You know what? If you were able to go to one of the coffee shops, or maybe there's like a game shop or something. If you go to like a coffee shop and you want to play D&D, you should put up a little thing that says D&D game wanted. And say, just say like, I have 5th ed books. I like to play these characters. Discord, put your Discord there. My Discord. The 20-footable thing, it's like, 21-year-old queer NB gamer looking for D&D group. 5th ed, 5th ed, all these things. Your edition that you're playing, that you have. You can be like, very noob, much excite. Because if someone sees that, they might be like, oh. Oh yeah, usually game shops have people playing D&D in them. And a lot of game shops, always, if they sell D&D, I've never, okay, I'm not gonna say always, because I'm sure they must exist, but, disclaimer, but I've never seen a game shop that didn't have a bulletin board where people who are looking for group, like in online games, looking for group. You should go back. Just go back. Go back, and, if you see him, be like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but this, do you know where I can find a game? And he might know.